Greetings guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Monette and this is my channel, Evolve with Monette. I'm going to put my hands inside of my stole because it's cold. We are in Florida outside and it's an uncharacteristically cold day in the 40s, and I was very guided to get out here and do some work with you guys today. For those of you guys that are new here, my name is Monette. If I didn't say that, I'm a professional intuitive empath, and today I want to get right into the subject, which is that your spiritual protection is not everybody's spiritual protection. So often, guys, as empaths, we seek to save and be of service to the folks around us. And that's what we're dispatched in to do as earth angels. So I never want you to think that you're doing something that's in vain or something that's wrong. But there will come a point in your spiritual journey and in your connections, your friendships, your whatever ships, where you are called to be very much autonomous and move away from whoever you may have been trying to save, invest into, invest into, connect with, whatever the case may be. And so, and here's what I want you to understand about that. And this is for those extremely toxic situations. A lot of you guys, when I work with clients, like one of the number one questions is that how will I know that someone's going to get their karma? When will I see that show up in their life? How will I know that, the debt is paid or whatever the case may be? Well, an old wives' tale is that a watch pot never boils. And what that means is that if you're sitting there waiting and literally like waiting for it to happen, it's not going to happen. And actually, the closer you are, not just proximately, but emotionally to the situation, what that means is that it's delaying the actual progress of the karmic thing happening and taking effect. Now, we're not going to be just like infinitesimally wishing everyone in the whole world their karma, okay, guys? Sorry, I have a blanket down here. When I tell you it's cold out here, it's cold. I didn't want it on the floor. But we're not going to just be wishing everyone in the whole world their karma. And I'm talking about those people that really did a number on you specifically, because sometimes we are karma for people. That's another message here too. And we are also an umbrella of protection, but sometimes we have karma too that we're working out from past things and indiscretions and even past lives that we may not fully understand. And so what I do want to make super abundantly clear with you guys is that the closer you stay to a situation, watching it, hoping for a certain outcome, the longer it takes for that to happen. When I am really through with someone, I just completely walk away. If I'm still talking to you, if I'm still working with you, if I still am saying things can be worked through and worked out, what that means is that I'm not done with the situation. A lot of you guys can relate to that. And what that means is that that person is still very much under my umbrella of protection, no matter what I may feel or what my angels are saying. If you're still engaging, they will still be protected because your energy is very much an umbrella. Okay? Your energy is very much an umbrella. And that's something that you need to understand. So, if you really are ready to see, the universe get on with whatever the master plan is, my advice to you would be to move away expeditiously, because just you being close to them will cover them for free. For free 99, they can eat off of your spiritual goons and service team. Very specifically, I'm thinking of Metatron, who is an archangel that works with us, who is very incredibly protective. And what I just heard was, like the dog that just passed behind us a few minutes ago, I believe it's a beagle, it's in front of me now. Things are sometimes very black and white, okay? Things are sometimes very, very black and white, and they do not want you to have, they're not there for those people. Everybody has their own spirit team. Everybody has their own ancestors, angels, guides that are working with them. You're not supposed to be hanging on to people that have been incredibly toxic to you, because the second that you are, well, as long as you're in their life, it means that the universe sometimes will even protect you as an empath from seeing the outcome of what's going to happen to them. So nothing happens to them while you're near. Nothing at all is happening to them. They are very much kind of getting away scot-free. Sorry guys, I'm like, something is it could be my dress, maybe it's Maybelline. But I am outside even though it's cold. It's still Florida, y'all. There's bugs. In any case, what I'm going to tell you is this: some people will go out of their way to stay connected to you, because even if their lower self doesn't understand the spiritual protection that happens when they are connected to you, their higher self does understand it. And their higher self is like, if I stay here, I can continue to siphon, first of all, off of their energy, but second of all, I will have a protection over me. And that's the truth. When I'm really through with someone, freebie, literally there's a car passing by that says freebie. When you stay connected, they get spiritual freebies. That's another thing. Your proximity to someone, whether you love them or don't love them, brings in the most incredible blessings to them in so many different ways. And what I mean by that, also I'm seeing someone in a beautiful green jacket, heart chakra is here as well. So it brings in the most incredible blessings to them in so many different ways. And so I want you to be super, super careful with how long you linger. So, it's hard to disconnect from people. And I'm not going to say that it's just light work. Sometimes it takes time. Sometimes it takes multiple salt cleanses and cutting of cords. Sometimes it takes a lot of different energy in order to get yourself out of a spiritual conundrum with someone. But when you are done, be done. In my case, when I have been done with people, even if I have compassion upon the disembarkation, what I don't have is patience anymore, and I move away, because I know that my angels and ancestors have so much greater in store than I could ever do to get an actual plotted out revenge against them. We are all capable and have that duality in us, guys, where we absolutely can plot revenge and hate someone and all of that. We're capable of that. Please understand your shadow side, and if you don't, then sorry, so a party coming. I didn't know if it was for this pavilion. But if you don't, then what will happen is you will lie to yourself and find yourself having dark thoughts, thinking, what's wrong with me? I didn't know this was in me. It's in all of us. It's in every single one of us. But what we have is the ability to curtail those darker, deeper desires. And sometimes they need to be expressed too, but channeled, whether it's writing or whatever you do. So someone here must be struggling with wanting to see a revenge or a karmic outcome come true. And the best advice I can give you is get away from those people. Your spiritual goons are literally like a security team that's dispatched for you. And let's talk about celebrities. And I've made this analogy recently because it's been coming up. If Taylor Swift is out and something happens to someone next to her, her security team is on security for her. That's what she hired them for. You have hired a security team that's on duty for you, okay? And they're showing me mafioso energy too. Also, did y'all know after clean girl aesthetic summer, now it's mafia wife winter? So that's the new look, y'all. So big furs, big hair, lots of makeup, long nails. I mean, it's a trend I'm always trying to be in Florida. I don't often get to break out a stole or a fur, but I'm just going to tell you, just in case you're in a cold weather place, it's mafioso, mafia wife winter is what the magazines are saying. Anyway, I do pay attention to the fashions, guys, but there's something about that here too. Mafioso energy and you. So yeah, if you're protected by a mob, and you are a mob of angels, a gang, spiritual gang, that's not everybody's protection. Everyone doesn't have access to that, guys. Pardon me, it's cold. I have my little tissues at the ready, but everyone doesn't have access to that, and they're not supposed to. And the closer you keep someone to you, the more dangerous they can become to you. Also, the less of their karma they're going to get while they're up underneath you. That's something else you need to understand. The best revenge is served ice cold. Cut those mofos off, and let that cord cut, and let that spiritual attachment end. Those etheric cords end. When I'm really done with someone, it's an absolutely no. And I don't look back. I don't give a damn how much I cry about it. I'm sad about it. I hope that Jesus helps them. I just pull myself out. What I was saying too is that they move you away, and they want you to move away because they don't want you to have compassion and empathy for them, because they had none for you. And I know that must be like, well, do unto them as we do unto the... No. You don't know what those people said about you. You don't know how they talked about you. You don't know how they dogged you, plotted on you, were jealous of you, hated, plotted, and schemed on you. You have no idea. You just know what they let you know, and they let you know a fraction of it, my dear, is what I'm hearing, okay? They said they let you know just a fraction of the truth regarding how someone was doing you. And that's why they're like, move away, because you don't even want to see what we're about to do to them, because you would have compassion. And what I'm hearing is you'd want to throw them a limb, throw them a life raft, throw them a helping hand, something. And that's not your plan. That's not God's plan, is what I just heard. Okay? God is doing a great work in you. Your angels are doing a great work protecting you. It is not for you to be dishing out all those blessings to other people. And if you are unsure about someone, orange car passing by, sacral energy here, so paying attention to what is pleasurable and feels good. Get in touch with what your feelings are. If you're unsure about someone, that sacral energy will help you discern whether you should have someone that close to you, because you will be uncomfortable whether you want to be or not. It's going to happen, and you will know, and you will get the signs that you are not in a good situation. Now, this is specifically for various office work relationships, friendships, loverships. You'll know sleeping with the enemy and or befriending the enemy is a real thing, and life is funny and seasons change. And so I want bring the alarm. Seasons change. Real talk. I'm outside for a reason, because they guided me to be, but that alarm is going off, and they said, hear ye, hear ye. Who is in your life that's a red flag, sis? Who is in your life that's not right, that doesn't mean you well? They said, get them out, and don't wish them anything bad. Wish them well, but let us take them to the kind of hell they deserve. They know what they said about you. They know what they did. They know what's in their heart. You don't. That's an alarm. I hope it goes off. Because then I'll have to turn my video off. But even if it doesn't, that was supposed to happen. There are no coincidences. Okay, so pay a lot of attention to the people that are around you, and pay a lot of attention to how close you stay to them once you know that you're getting the alarm to cut them the hell off. Because what that will turn into is a progressed tower moment. It's very rare that you can approach something very sensible, because once passions get involved, that part. Once passions get involved, once energies get involved, once people and emotions get involved, someone will have you stay far past the expiration date in time. I know I've done that in my life for sure, staying around someone who just didn't deserve my energy to any degree. Now, as I reflect back, they could get fucked expeditiously. Pardon me, but actually not pardon me. I have no love for them. But what I did have was compassion in the moment, in the infancy of the separation. And so I am in a much different place than I was many years ago when that happened. But my angels guided me to move in a certain way, and I didn't understand it. I wanted to go back. I wanted to be able to chat. I thought that this was going to pass, and they said no. What they did is something that lasts. They etched it into your Akashic records. It's like they rewrote the Akashic records, and a lot of you guys are dealing with people that have done the same to you, where they can never come back to you. They can never spin the block to you, because the way that they behaved was so egregious and so unkind. And you're an earth angel, and that's what I don't want you to forget. If you're here and you're watching me, you're part of this collective, and that's the greater collective. That's not just this channel I'm talking about. If you're a spiritual, metaphysical person, there's a whole community of us here on YouTube and beyond. You are an earth angel. You are dispatched to do work, and what you do is you show up in people's lives to offer them the best of what you can. You are good to them. You are kind to them. You have the best of intentions, but people are wicked, bad-minded, as the West Indians would say, and they're not always wishing positive energy to come your way, that part. And so sometimes the angels know that, and they say, get away, get back, get back. You don't know them like that, because they don't even want you to be involved in the way that they're about to whip their ass, actually, figuratively, spiritually, emotionally, sexually. There are retributions that happen and paybacks I'm hearing. Now I'm getting a yellow card. We're talking about the solar plexus. People were trying to affect your self-esteem. People wanted you to not think well of yourself. A blue card, they didn't want you to speak up, like the most gorgeous royal blue, like this color right now. That's the color of the card. They did not want you to speak up. They did not want you to tell the truth. They didn't like your way of holding them accountable. So the angel says, say less. We've got work to do. I'm hearing that so clearly. Say less. We have work to do. You don't have to do any more work, and you're not supposed to let someone siphon off of your spiritual goon team, your mafiosa, mafia wife Winter. You're not supposed to let anybody siphon off of that. They said you are a spiritual beginner, and you didn't understand that there is always a karmic hell and realm to pay and play. People were trying to play you, and there is no gray matter here. There's no in between. They said it's black and white, and things are not always as they seem. And sometimes 2 shots to the head. Griselda, Blanco. Somebody thought that they were like some. God, this is the message coming through. Somebody thought that they were like some kind of like kingpin. Okay, Griselda Blanco was a mafioso She was called the cocaine godmother, and she met her ending as retribution. Spiritual goons can't make it up. Years later, they moved her back to her country of Colombia, I believe. She served time in California prison. She still ran an empire from inside of there. She was wearing pretty dresses. Look her up, Griselda Blanco. But she's rapped about, talked about, documentaries made about her. I believe, not Selma Hayek. Douglas. She's married to Michael Douglas. Catherine something. She played her in a movie. Fantastic movie. Check it out. Anyway, there's some information here for you. More warnings from Griselda Blanco. Her fate was this. 2 shots to the head. She's going to get bread. Literally. Yeah. That they really want you to pay attention to this. People pay their dues, but you need to be away from them. Let's say that you were still wanting to be friends with Griselda after she tried you, and you said, let's walk to the bakery together to get the bread. Then those shots would have caught you too, because that's what happens. Sometimes people are casualties of the retribution that happens. And so she was by herself when they got her. She did her dirt with goons. That car horn's wild, yeah? Any of my spiritualists, y'all know what's happening here. She did her dirt with goons. And if you were proximal, then it would have got you too. That's why you got to get away from people that try to do you, that want to take the win, that want you to not have life in your veins again. Get away from them. There's a real message here, and there's a warning, okay, for your ears to hear. You may have someone in your camp, in your team, that is not what it seems. And it's not just petty stuff, guys, because sometimes we have interpersonal issues and dynamics and hiccups, and that can be worked out. I'm talking about those egregious things that you're getting, warning signs of all kinds about. Okay, pay attention to that. For me, it's only happened a few times in my life, but every time I got the hell away, and I never explained whether I was wrong or right. And the angel said they will understand by day and by night. Come on, alarm. They will understand by day and by night. You were not the person to try. We were your spiritual goon team, just like you have one assigned to you, Empath and Earth Angel, and they were not supposed to try you that kind of way. You are a test for people, and let them play in your face. I let people play in my face all the time. Freebies passing again. I don't know what this car is. I'm gonna have to look it up. I let people get freebies off me all the time. I let them play in my face all the time, but I never stopped being my loving, generous, kind, emotionally available self, because I know that I don't have a heaven or hell to put anybody in. I know that if they play in my face, then the retribution will be what they have to deal with in any kind of way. If they are duplicitous to me, dishonest, not clear, and lacking in taking accountability, that will be mirrored back to them in their life some way. So it's nothing that you have to take pleasure in, but just understand that the angels and ancestors don't play. So let people play in your face. Give them a warning sign if you love them, sure. But if they're really out to get you and they're an enemy, they'll be revealed expeditiously. And you will know to get the hell away from them. Get out of Dodge and protect yourself. Stop sharing your spiritual team with them of protection. One of my favorite things, and I'll leave you with this, that I ever did was remove my energy completely from someone whose energy was quite amiss. They were relishing in devil energy. They had a lot of drug addictions and addictions of all kinds, sexual addictions. They had a lot of demonic attachments on their personhood and their spiritual etheric body. And because of all of those attachments, I could not be around them, because when you are taking yourself seriously as a spiritual and metaphysical person, energy is shared, and people are contagious. You're contagious. Touch me, baby. Give me what you got. See, that's the sexual connotation of it, but that is exactly how it works. Incubus, succubus energy, Jezebel energy is real. Is very real. And I was dealing with someone who was really lowering their vibration and giving people something they could feel for the streets. And that's fine. That's absolutely fine if that's what you want to do, but they weren't trafficking in any honesty between me and you. And the angel said, step out of the way. We have work to do. They were pissed. Their ancestors were pissed. My angels were pissed. My spirit team was pissed. And they kept telling me to get away from this that part, okay? And I kept ignoring it because I love them. Empath, can you relate? But when I stepped aside, when I tell you, the karma was swift, and it is still going on to this day. And that was years ago. Because here's what the secret is. Did you know that those people were so trifling that you can't even imagine and fathom? Because our empath brains can't even project, imagine, or create the kind of havoc that some people love to relish in. So the best thing that I ever did for myself was step away and stop sharing my spiritual team I'm seeing rent me dumpster rentals. Someone wanted to put all their trash on you. They wanted to have you carry and be the receptacle. And as empaths, it's something we'll do. They will switch karma with you. They'll switch life destinies with you. And you'll be like, that sounds preposterous. It sounds fantastical, like a movie. Well, we are in a simulation, guys. This is the Matrix. And that's exactly what happens right before your eyes, especially when you allow someone to stay in your energy field who is telling you straight up, looking you right in the eyes, telling you lies. The best thing I ever did was move away from that person, because as my mother always taught me, he who doesn't hear will feel. So if you don't want to listen, then you will experience the consequences, and they are real. And that person needed to experience their consequences, and the closer I was to them, the less consequences they had. The further away I got from them, the more consequences they experienced. And also, here's another thing. Some people may want to circle the block to apologize to you because they want to stop the consequences that are, coming in like a tsunami onto them. And that's okay. That's absolutely fine. If you feel called to allow an apology to come in the right timing and meaning on your time, then do that. But here's what I want you to know. Don't keep them around. Those people were meant to go. Now, in my case, I specifically blocked that I never wanted anything to do with that person again. And they were dead to me. Because they were. Spiritually, they were dead to me. And that meant in this life, they were dead to me. And I had no sympathy or compassion whatsoever. And I advise that you borrow some of my apathy. I promise you. It takes a minute to get there, but you do. Now they're a cautionary tale. Now they're something that I teach, but I don't look back to see if they're okay. But they communicate, because that's what people in your past will do. They'll send you kind of telepathic messages. They'll want to communicate. They'll want back in. Some of you guys may allow the apology because you might still want to be friends. But if it's not meant to be careful, because you'll get another lesson. And the next one won't be so easy to extricate yourself from. And after what I went through, I said, I never want to do this again with this person. Not in this lifetime. I was like, goodbye. See you never lifetime. I don't want to do this again, ever again. You are dead completely to me. But in order for her to feel the fullness of the karma and to understand how she had tried an earth angel that was dispatched in to elevate her life, I had to walk away and let my spiritual team check and balance her absolutely right. And that's what you will be called to do. Stop letting people siphon your energy and borrow your spiritual goon team off of you. The trains are coming. Hear the train are coming. It's coming around that bend. I know that some of you guys, the train's coming. Karma's coming. Karma's coming. Karma's coming. They can't escape it. Stop staying proximal to them, because you'll be the one who hates it. It'll break your heart. And I didn't need any more heartbreaking. They'd broken it enough. That train, now I'm hearing, don't go riding home that long black train, which is an analogy for sin. They chose to ride on that long black train by betraying you again and again, again and again. 22 on the clock, 22 minutes and 44 seconds. They didn't put in the work. 22 is relationship. 44 is putting in the work and keeping things balanced. They were dedicated to keeping things unbalanced with you. And now unbalanced energy is what they've called in, and that is the truth. Get out of their way. Let your spirit team do what it's going to do. And if you really want the karma to befall them, make sure they're nowhere near you. That's the message for today. Come back and join me next time, guys, and we'll continue to evolve together.